Hi guys, it's Emily from Novell Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the Hindsight 2020 tag. This is a tag that's a discussion tag, which I haven't done in a while. So I've tried not writing too many notes. I'm trying just to blag it, written a few pointers and see how I go. But the sun is out. I thought I'd finally film outside. I'm going to try the next video, another video you might see might be outside, although be warned, it's now going to be the kids' summer holiday. When this comes out, the kids are on the Easter holidays, so be warned, they may dive bomb some. Let's hope not too many, hey? But I was tagged in this by the lovely Tori from Hufflepuff Discovery, and I will tag some people at the end. But if any of you like this video, please feel free just to do it, even if you don't, even if I've not tagged you in it, okay? So the first prompt is, what were you like as an early learning reader? I'm not sure if I've written it down right. Hopefully I've written the prompt down. Well, I've always read, as you well know. I've read since I was a child, and as a child, a lot of books that spring out to me are books that are set in boarding schools. I used to love reading in the evenings. I used to love going into different worlds. All I remember about growing up is reading when the weather wasn't great. Going up to reading with my sisters, going off to different worlds, being very, very imaginative. So I think that's something I strove for when I was a child. It was reading books that were set. A lot of my children's books were children's classics, or children's books that were written sort of in the 1950s. So I read a lot of Enid Blyton books growing up. I read Roald Dahl as well. They were sort of, Roald Dahl was probably where I started. And I used to love going into different worlds and really enjoying books. But that's also the next prompt, going to give you some more idea on that one. Sorry, this is not the best, clearest answer. Prompt number 2. What book or book series got you into reading as a kid? Well, like everyone, I think Roald Dahl was an area, but one of the series that I remember reading a lot of was the Mallory Towers series by Enid Blyton. I also read her St. Clair series, which I've got upstairs, and they were the series that really got me into reading, where obviously when I was younger it was them, and obviously as I got older I do remember the Sweet Valley High books as well. But they were books set in schools and going away to school. It was the camaraderie that I loved. It was the friendships, the groups they made at boarding schools. And obviously friends are very important to me. You're all my friend. And I think that was something that I really loved growing up, and something that I really used to enjoy going into. A lot of my books were the boarding school sort of books, so it was like what Katie did books. It was quite a lot of books like that I loved. So the next one is one that's really special to me. Has there been a person in real life, fact or fiction, who inspired you to be a reader? Well, do I ever go at it with only one person? No, I've got 2 people, my mum and my nan, my mum's mum. They really inspired me with books. My nan lived not too far away from me when we were growing up, but she lived in Aylesbury and we lived in Berkshire, and so we used to go over there and I used to sit on her lap and she read poetry books, she read classics, she would talk about books. She knew certain poems, like the poem about the robin, so much to me growing up. I have so many happy memories of sitting on her lap, how she read the poetry. And when she read to me, you would go off into a different world. You would know, and some stories went in your head and you never forgot them. I never forgot her reading style, the way she made books come to life. And then my mum took over as well. My mum did exactly the same. My mum would do voices with us, with our books. She would read to us all the time. It was like growing up, books were always a part of our lives, and my mum did it. She still reads, and that's something, like, to me, she's still an inspiration. We share the love of historical fiction books. She loves the wartime books like I do. She got me reading the Philippa Gregory books. You know, she still inspires me to read. She inspires me to push myself and read books that I love. She has ingrained it into me, and I hope that I've shared that love with my children, and that they will in turn always be big readers like I am. My mum and my nan will always be my biggest inspirations for life in general, but as a reader, they were totally and utterly my inspiration. Number 4. At what point did you identify as a reader? Well, like I said, as a child and as a teenager, I read a lot. Then I went away from it probably when I was in my late teens, until probably realistically about 3 years ago. I read chick lit on and off, and I read some books, and we had a bookshelf when we moved into this house now. But it was about 3 years ago when my chronic pain was at its worst, and I was stuck at home. I had two very young children at the time. I couldn't physically run around, I couldn't drink, I couldn't do anything. I felt lost. I tried doing different hobbies. I was going down a route that I shouldn't have gone down, and I was so depressed. And then my sisters got involved, my saviours, Vicky and Charlie, both. Charlie was already into BookTube at the time. She had joined BookTube, and she talked about books for me. Vicky was still reading the contemporary books, and she had some, and she introduced me to some PageTune, which got me back into it. Charlie introduced me to books, and then Charlie gradually got me into it. So first of all, it was Goodreads that I started on, then it was Instagram, then 2 years ago this week, I believe that this video is going live, I joined BookTube. But I would think, in all honesty, it's probably about 2.5 to 3 years ago that when I joined the Goodreads and I joined Instagram, Bookstagram, that I felt like a reader. And I joined a community that I will always be grateful for. My sisters saved me in more ways than one when they got me into books, and now you guys keep me going. Reading is my world, and the next answer will be tell you a bit more about that. But yeah, so I think about 2.5 to 3 years ago I joined and became a real proper reader again. The next one is number 5. Has being a reader shaped your life and worldview? Definitely. I would say that when I started reading, again, I was into the contemporary, I was into the romance, the escapism, the really gentle books. But the more I've joined into this BookTube community, the more I've seen, the more I've pushed myself and read different books. I read a horrors last year. For crying out loud, I'm the world's biggest frigging wimp. I used to hide behind the sofa watching Doctor Who. I still hide when my daughter is watching a blooming middle grade programme on, oh god, I can't even tell you what the name of it, but it's a scary thing she watches on the TV. For me, it's scary. But thanks to BookTube, I started reading horrors. I've gone back into my historical fiction, reading as a historical fiction now, and now I push myself to reading historical fiction about different countries. So I've learned so much about different cultures, different countries, I think I've read a lot more LGBTQ plus books, so I've learned a lot about things like that I didn't know about. I read a lot more non-fiction books. I have learned so much, and I've learned that I can push the boundaries of my learning, and I've learned to push myself and read more and more, and it's taught me so much. Even the BookTube friends, I think that you encourage each other to read different books. I see a video, and there's a book that's been mentioned. I think, oh, I've got to pick that up, and it's on something different that I've not learnt before. So I've learnt so much, and I've learnt that the different trials that people go through, the different tribulations, and it's just been amazing. Like, I'm so much more open-minded. I'm not as scared of things anymore. You know, it's been amazing. Books are amazing. If you ever want to grow as a person, join books, read books, join the BookTube community. It's the fastest way of learning ever. So this is a short and sweet video. The next one is tag someone you want to learn, who's reading histories you want to learn more about. So first of all, I'm going to tag the standard, our Charlie from Charles Heathcote. Had to do this one, Charlie. I would love to see you do this if you've not done it. Don't think you have. Then Sarah from Sadie Reads. She has mentioned that she would like to do more tag videos. I would love to learn more about you and your history on book reading. And then lastly, one of my best BookTube friends again, Ange from Ange's Book Chatter. I think it'd be really fascinating to see what you do. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.